Dang it, leg day again. But it's also 5-Minute Friday. Hey everybody, welcome back to another 5-Minute Friday, where we take 5 minutes, put it on the clock, and we give you one tip that's gonna make your life better in the gym. And today, we're gonna start with a story. About 15 years ago at work, I was helping a customer up to the front of our store with a 13-inch tube TV. For all you young cats out there, TVs didn't always used to be thin and light. They used to be big and heavy. But a 13-inch TV, not that big of a deal. I carried it up, I was going to set it down on the ground, and as I went down to set it down, I twisted to my right to get it kind of beside something that was in the way, and I hit the ground with 4 bulge discs. I literally couldn't stand up. And that set me on a path of back pain that I have until this day. And it's something that I have to live with and I manage. It's a big part of why I have a home gym, to help with that back pain. But it's a great example too. You know, just like in life, in the gym, there's gonna be accidents. You're gonna do things like drop a 65-pound dumbbell on your foot, because I've never done that. There's just gonna be things that happen. And the interesting thing is that when you're paying attention, when you're under a heavily loaded bar for a squat or you're trying to pull 400 pounds off the ground, you're probably not going to hurt yourself then. You're concentrating on your form, you're concentrating on your technique, you've braced your core, you've done everything you need so that you don't get injured. It's those other moments in the gym and life when you get hurt. It's when you turn around to grab something from the kids in the back seat. It's when you're setting down a 13-inch TV and you just twist the wrong way. And it's when you're doing things in the gym that aren't your main lifts. That's when you get hurt. And that's what today's tip is about, is how to keep yourself from getting injured in one of the most vulnerable positions you are when you're working out in the gym. And that's when you're loading the bar. Your power rack is one of the largest pieces of gear that you're going to put in your gym. And in picture after picture after picture, I see squat racks and power racks crammed into basement corners, garage corners, tight spaces, and with absolutely no room around them to work. So as you're planning your gym, as you're building your gym, or hopefully as you possibly rearrange your gym so that you don't get hurt, one of the most important things to pay attention to is the location of your power rack. You need to not only give yourself room for the rack itself and the bar as it's racked on the rack, but you need to give yourself room on either side of that bar to safely load your weights. Let me show you what I mean. A lot of people, when they're locating their power rack, they put it in a corner. It's just the nature of the beast when you're trying to put your stuff in a garage or a gym. They almost always end up in a corner somewhere.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
And one side of the squat rack, like this one, is going to have plenty of room. And what you're looking for is you're looking for enough room to where you can come head on with the barbell and have enough room to grab the weight with 2 hands, pull it safely off, and then hold it here. Problem comes in on the other side that's wedged into the corner.
Nobody puts baby in a corner.
Here on this side of the rack that's crammed into the corner, we've got a little bit different story than we did on the other side. What I've done is I've allowed 18 inches of room from here to the front of this barbell. This is the room that I have to actually work with. And to be honest with you, 18 inches is barely enough room. Some of you folks out there are a lot bigger than I am, and you're gonna need more than 18 inches, but 18 inches minimum, probably 24 if you wanna be safe. That's enough room for you to stand again, to grip the plate, pull it straight off the bar, and then brace it like this. What you don't want is this. So I'm going to use a 10-pound plate to demonstrate this because it's just not safe to do with any more weight. But what you don't want is you don't want your bar so close to the wall that you can't get here. Because otherwise what happens is you're out in front and you end up reaching around like this. Some of you people know what I'm talking about, to try and get that weight on because there's just barely enough room between the end of the bar and you. And then when this is a 45-pound plate and it doesn't go on flush and you're wiggling with it, here's where you are in your body position. Your feet are squared up, you're twisted at the spine, you're leaning over, and you've got weight in your hands. And that is probably one of the worst possible positions for back health that you can put yourself in. That is asking for an injury, especially if you've had a hard day of training and you're at the end of your workout and you're taking those weights off and you reach over here and you twist and you pull that 45-pound plate off and you lose the support of the bar and that weight catches you, you're going down. So this tip won't apply to everybody, but for those of you out there in tight spaces and home gyms and basements and garages everywhere, where you've tried to kind of squeeze your squat rack or your power rack where you can and where you have room, make sure that you've done it safely. Leave yourself 18 to 24 inches between the end of a racked bar and the wall or whatever's in the way over here so that you can safely rack your weights and not hurt yourself. Because there is nothing that will halt your progress quicker than an injury. The best way to negate an injury or to overcome an injury is to not get injured in the first place. That starts by setting up your gym in a safe manner. So that's today's 5-Minute Friday tip. I hope you liked it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. If you've got tips or ideas you'd like me to do a video on in the future, go ahead and put them down there in the comments below. And other than that, go enjoy the rest of your Friday. I'm Tim with Gym Crafter.